that is joins. Can you see my screen, Jamal?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is the need for a join? Joins are used to retrieve data from multiple tables. Joins are used to retrieve data from multiple tables. Let's say you have assume that you have table 1, which is collection of 3 columns, column 1, column 2, column 3. Let's say you have table 2, which is collection of 3 columns, column 4, column 5, column 6. Table 1 having 3 columns, table 2 having 3 columns. The output what I want, Jamal, is column 1, column 2, and column 5. The output what I want is how many columns, Jamal? 3 columns. If you observe the output, column 1 and column 2 are from the table 1. The column 5 what we want is from the table 2. So whenever you want to retrieve the data from multiple tables, in that case we go for joining. In this scenario, we need to join table 1 with the table. So the need for join is to retrieve the data from multiple tables. Okay, there are different types of joins. Equi-join, non-equi-join, outer join. Outer join is again divided into 3 types. Right outer join, left outer join, full outer join. Joins are used to retrieve the data from multiple tables. Types of joins: equi, non-equi, outer. Important, most of the time we go for equi joins. Dilavar, important, we prefer equi joins, and outer joins are important. We rarely use non-equi joins. Okay, so but let us look at understand all the types of joins. Okay, to start with equi join. When tables are joined basing on a common column,
Hello? Hello?
yes. Can you hear me now, Jamal?
Yes.
Okay. When tables are joined basing on a common column, it is called as an equi-join, and we always use equal to operator in the join condition. Let us understand the equi-joins by considering the 2 tables. Let us understand the equi-joins by considering the 2 tables. One is employee table, the other one is department table. Okay. Employee table, we are familiar. We are already working on employee table. Employee table is having set of columns called employee number, name, job, manager, head, rate, salary, commission, and department. Okay. Let us look at consider the second table, department table. This is the new table which we'll be considering in our example. Department table is having 3 columns: department number, department name, and location. And we have 4 departments, department 10, 20, 30, 40. 10 is in operations department, 20 is research, 30 is sales, and so 20 is accounting, and 40 is operations department. Okay. I have a question for Jamal. Jamal, observe the last employee, 7934, employee name Miller, job as clerk. Miller is working in which department number?
10.
Okay, 10. Now tell me, Miller is working in which department name?
Department name, accounting.
Accounting. Can you tell me the Ford employee working as analyst and working in department number
20.
20? So Ford is working in which department name?
20, research.
Research. If you observe, James is working in sales department. Okay.
Yes.
Now the output, what I want employee number, employee name, salary, and the department name. I want the 4 columns in the output. If you observe the output, Jamal,
You small thing it will see that small sound it will take.
I'm sorry, network failure. Can you hear me, Divalavar?
Yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear you.
Okay. Now I want the output employee number, employee name, salary, and department name. And you can see Dilavar, the first 3 columns are from the employee table. The 4th column you want to get it from the department table. Okay. Now you need to look at the common column. Dilavar, is there any common column between the employee table and the department table?
Department.
Is there department number? Department number is the common column between employee table and the department table. When tables are joined these using these kind of common columns, this is called as an equi-join. And look at the first query. First query is very, very important. First query is, I will act like a base for the next queries. How the query, how to
Okay.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I have changed the network connection now. Okay. How to write the query? Can you see my screen, Dilavar?
Yeah, we can see. Select the department where.
In the where clause, we should mention the join condition. Join condition is nothing but you should explain the common column between the two tables from employee table. In the employee table, what is the common column? Department number equal to, compare it in the second table. What is the second table name? Department table. In the department table, which column it should compare with? Department number. This is important. Line number 3 is important. We always write a join condition in the where clause. In the join condition, we explain the common column between the two tables. In the employee table, the common column is department number. Compare with the department table, the common column is department number. Look at the output of this query. Are you able to get the employee numbers, employee names, salaries, and the corresponding department names? Dilavar, have you successfully joined and able to display the data from two tables? Yes.
Yeah.
This is how we should write a join query to display the data from multiple tables. Any doubts in this query? Line number 1, we list out all the columns what you want. In the from clause, as it is from two tables, we separate the tables using comma. In the where clause, we explain the common column. In the employee table, the common column is department number. Compare with department dot department number. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Any queries? Okay. Yes.
Sunil, we have this common column in both the tables. Okay. So
Okay.
is this required to be a primary key or something like that? That column?
Nothing. Nothing. No constraints are required.
Okay.
So what it is actually doing? Look at this. It picks up the department number 10 for Miller record. It picks up the department number 10, checks department number 10 in the department table, and the equating value is accounting. So for Miller, it will display the value accounting. That's it. Manually, how you are doing it, logically, how we are doing it, the same thing is also done by the query. There is no constraints required for equi-joins. We need just a common column. That's it. Okay. Shall we go with the next example?
That means if there is a common column on two tables, you will be able to query them in a single query, right?
Could you please repeat?
There should be a common column
Yes.
on the two tables.
Yes, there should be common column between the two tables so that you can join the two tables and get the data what you want.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Look at this output. I want employee number. employee name, salary, department number, department name, location. How many columns I want in the output? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns I want in the output. I want 6 columns in the output. Okay, so if you can see clearly here, Dilawar, employee number, employee name, salary, and department number. Okay, let's make a small change. Job. Employee number, employee name, salary, job from the employee table, department name and location from the department table. Dilawar, am I right? So can you tell me the query to get this 6 columns?
Select.
Line number 2 and line number 3 will remain the same. Am I right?
Yeah.
Only changes in the line number 1 where we will change the column names as per the out requirement. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. From both the tables, and when both the tables the condition is the same, employee dot department number equal to department dot department number. Jamal, are you able to get the data from 2 tables? Are you able to get the jobs and the corresponding department names and locations? Perfect. Now the third query is very, very important.
Sunil, one question.
Yes.
Here we have one column similar in both the tables. If there are 2 columns available in both the tables, then which one we have to select?
Hello? Hello?
Sunil? Hello, Sunil.
Hello. Yeah, Dilawar, please tell me. Yes.
My question was, at the moment we have department number common in both the tables. Okay. If there are multiple columns common in both the tables, then which one to be linked, which one to be used in the join?
It's up to you. You can use any column which is common between the 2 tables to join and display the data. Okay. You need to select any particular column. Generally, most of the time there is only one common column between the 2 tables, but you have multiple common columns between the 2 tables, and it is up to you. You can select any column, whatever you want, according to the common values which are there in the column. It will retrieve the data. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now look at this example. This is very important. I want the output employee number, name, salary, department number, department name, location. How many columns I want in the output? 6 columns. It's almost like the previous query. Just changes instead of job, I am displaying what a department number. So Jamal, how to write the query? Almost the same query. Am I right? With a small change, instead of job, I write it as
Department number.
Department number. But this query will give you error. This query will give you error. Jamal, please read the error message. Column ambiguously defined. Star pointer is nothing but the error pointer pointing to the department number column. Okay. Let us understand what exactly the problem is with this particular query. To understand the problem, first we should understand the query execution process. First we should understand how the query will execute when you're dealing with joins. Let us look at this query. When you first point, Oracle Engine checks for the syntax, whether the syntax is valid or not. That is step 1. Step 2, it checks whether the tables are existing in the database or not. Do we have employee table in the database? Do we have department table in the database? That is the second point. And then, as it is from 2 tables, employee number, Jamal, employee number will be searched in the employee table. Yes, it is available. Even though it is available, employee number is searched in the department table also. Employee number is searched in the employee table. It's available. Even though it is available, it is searched in the department table. It is not available. So from which table it will display the data? From the employee table. So tell me, Jamal, employee number is searched in how many tables?
1.
employee number is searched in employee table, as well as it is searched in the department table. Employee number is searched in two tables. Every column will be searched in both the tables, Jamal.
Okay.
Okay. Consider both the tables. Employee number is searched in employee table. Is it available? Yes, it is available. Am I right? Even though it is available, it is also searched in the department table. Got it? It is searched in how many tables? Two tables. And it is available only one table. So from that particular employee table, it will display the data. Employee name is searched in how many tables, Dilawar? Both the tables. And it is available in only employee table. Salary will be searched in both the tables. Job will be searched in both the tables. Department name is searched in both the tables. Department name is searched in the employee table. Not available. Department number searched in the department table. It is available. Yes, it will display the data from the department table. That means every column is searched in both the tables. Now a column is either available in table 1 or available in table 2. So from whichever the table it is available, it will display the data. Is this clear, the query execution process?
Yeah. Yes.
Now coming to this query, employee number is searched in two tables. It is available only in one table. Employee name is searched in two tables. Salary will be searched in two tables. But the point is department number is searched in employee table, available. It is also searched in the department table. Yes, it is available. When a column is available in both the tables, then ambiguity. Oracle Engine cannot understand from which table it should display the data. So you get an error, column ambiguously defined. Jamal, is this clear why we get an error?
Yes, it's clear.
Column ambiguously. So when we get this error, Dilawar, we get this column ambiguously defined error when you want to display the common column.
Yeah, correct.
As a developer, you should resolve the ambiguity. Okay, you need to clearly give the instruction to the Oracle Engine saying that I want to display department number from a specific table. Let's say I want to display department number from the employee table. So I write emp dot. You are giving instruction to Oracle Engine saying that I want the department number to be displayed from which table, Dilawar? From the employee table. Are you able to successfully display the common column department number along with all the 14 employees, salaries, department number, department name and location? Yes. How did you resolve the ambiguity? We can resolve the ambiguity by mentioning table name, by prefixing table name for the common column, so that the column will be displayed from this particular table. Clear?
Yeah.
Dilawar, is this clear?
Yeah, clear.
Now, as it is a common column, can I display it from the department table also? Can the common column can be displayed from any of the table, employee table as well as department table? Do you think can we do it? Is this clear? Are you able to get the same output? Yes. The common column, it's up to you. You can display it from the employee table or you can also display it from the department table. Anything is okay. Clear? Why to prefix table name dot column name? Now, question for Jamal. For the employee number, can I write emp dot? Can I write? Emp dot employee name. Emp dot salary. Department name from which table? Dilawar, department name from the department table. Location also from the department table. So, can I prefix table name for every column? Not only common column, I am prefixing table name for all the columns. Do you think the query will work, Jamal?
It will work because this will query directly to the table without querying both.
So do you think the query will execute?
Yes.
Yes, the query is running successfully. Okay. So it's up to you. You can mention table name dot column name only for the common column, or you can also mention it for all the columns. Generally, as a developer, always developers prefers the first query rather than the second query, isn't it? Because ambiguity problem is only for the one column, so you prefix table name only for the one column. So developer always prefers the first query because the length of the query is very small when compared to second query. But from the performance point of view, second query will run faster than the first query. Second query will run faster than the first query because in the first query, employee number is searched in how many tables? 2 tables. In the second query, employee number is searched only in the first table. As you clearly giving an instruction that I want it from the first table, it will not be searched in the second table. Okay, so approximately 50% of the performance time can be increased by prefixing table name for every column. Clear, Dilavar?
Yeah.
As per the industry standards, this is the perfect query. So do not worry whether it is a common column or not a common column. For every column, mention table name, right? Table name dot column name for every column. Okay, clear. Next. Here, how many tables we are joining? Only 2 tables. What are the 2 tables? Employee table and department table. Employee table is very small, 3 letters long. Department table is very small table name, 4 letters long. But in Aura, especially when you're working in a projects, the table names will be not very small as employee table and department table. The table names will be very big, isn't it? For example, how the table names will be there? AP invoices all, AP invoice lines all, AP invoice distributions all. Like this, the table names will be very long. Dilavar, assume the table names are very long. How the join query will be? Join query will become very, very long. Look at this. Select AP invoice lines all dot invoice number, AP invoice lines all dot line number, AP invoice lines all dot line amount, AP invoice lines all dot invoice date. Okay, AP invoice distributions dot distribution code number. From AP invoice lines all comma AP invoice distributions all, where AP invoice lines all dot invoice number equal to AP invoice distributions dot invoice number. Are you understanding? When the table names are very long, the join query will become very, very long.
Yeah.
Jawal.
Yes.
Am I right?
You are right.
So how to overcome the problem of the length of the query? We can overcome the problem of the length of the query by using the concept of table aliases. Using table aliases, we can reduce the length of the query. Example: select e.employee number. I'm not writing complete table name. Instead of complete table name, I'm only writing one letter E. E.ename, E.salary, E.department number, D.dname, D.location. By looking at this query, you can understand Dilavar. E is referring to employee table and D is referring to department table. This E and D are called table aliases. Okay. Now where to create table aliases? Table aliases are created in the from clause. From employee E, comma DPT D. From table name space alias name which you are planning to create. So table aliases which are created in the from clause can be used in selector clause, can also be used in the where clause, where E dot department number equal to D dot department number. Are you able to run the query successfully? Yes. By using table aliases, what you are able to do, Jamal, you are able to reduce the length of the query. Am I right?
Yeah.
And the performance is also maintained.
Sunil,
Yes.
if you have a common letter on the first common letter on the table.
Common?
Common first letter. Like let's say you have
No, I understand. No, let's say for example, common AP both are common. Okay, so table alias need not be first letter. You can write EMPA, comma DPTB. It's just a name. Please don't be under impression that the table alias should be the first letter of the table. No, it's not the case.
Okay. So it depends on the alias.
In this case, for this table, the table alias is generally AP invoices all, AP invoices lines all, like this, the table aliases. Okay. So table aliases helps in reducing the length of the query, and the performance is also maintained. Okay. Now here the table alias in this query, E is called table alias for the employee table, D is called table alias for the department table. Now, as we have created table aliases, do you think can I write select star from E? E refers to table alias, isn't it? So do you think when you write select star from E, you will get the data? No, error. So table aliases when created, don't think that you can carry forward in the next query. Wrong. Table alias is temporary, only for one query. Once the query is executed, you cannot use the table alias in the next query. Table aliases are temporary. Okay, Dilavar?
Yeah, true. Yeah, correct.
Okay. Okay. How many tables we have joined?
Only
Two tables, employee table and a department table. Can we join 3 tables?
Yeah.
Can you join 4 tables? Yes, n number of tables you can join. Let us have one more example. Consider 3 tables. Sorry, second table is department table, which we are already familiar. Areas table. Dilavar, we are considering 3 tables. One is employee table, the other one is department table, the other one is areas table. We already know employee table is having 14 records. Department table 4 rows. Areas table. Okay. Look at the areas table. Areas table is having 2 columns. One is city, state. New York is a city, state in TG. Dallas, city in AP state. Chicago in WB state. Boston in KA state. Okay. Now, question for Dilavar. Accounting is in which state? Accounting is in which state?
It is in New York, TG.
TG. Research is in which state? Research is in AP.
Yeah.
Sales is in WB and operations is in Karnataka. Okay.
Karnataka.
Okay. Yes. Now, question for Jamal. Miller is in working in which state?
Miller, just a minute. TG.
TG. Now, how you can say the Miller is working in TG state? You are picking up department number, comparing department number in the department table. You are picking up New York, comparing New York in the areas table, and saying that the Miller is working in TG. Okay. Output what I want: employee number, employee name, salary, department number department name state. Employee number, employee name, salary, and department number. First 4 columns are available in the employee table. Department name, Dilawar, department name is available in the department table, whereas state is available in areas table. So the data what you want is available in 3 tables. You should join 3 tables. We already know how to join employee table and department table, because employee table and department table is having the common column department number. How can we join, Dilawar? How can we join department table with areas table? How can we join department table and areas table? Can you tell me? Is there any common column between department table and areas table?
No, it is not there. City is there. Is the different column name.
Yes. The many learners will be under wrong impression that equijoins, actually they think that the column name should match. It's not actually the column names. Actually what it should match is the values. Equijoin look for the matching values, not look for the column name. So we can join department table and areas table using the common column, that is location in the department, with the city in the areas. Yes. So how to write the query? Select E dot, always table alias compulsory. From now the standard is we use table alias. E dot employee number, E dot salary, E dot department number, D dot name, A dot state. Any doubts in line 1? From Jamal 3 tables. EMP space the table alias E, department the space the table alias is D, areas the space table alias as A.
Sunil,
Yes.
will it be not more comfortable to use D dot department number?
It's
Just
up
to
to
match.
you.
Yeah, I mean just to match. I mean, it will be understood that okay, but department will come with D only. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference.
Yes. Next is the where clause. First, joining between employee table and department table, which we already know. How to join employee table? E dot department number equal to D dot department number. Joining is done. And condition 2, between Dilawar, between department table and areas table. In department table, what is the common column? LOC.
Yeah, LOC.
D dot LOC equal to A dot city.
Correct.
Are you able to get the employee numbers, names, salaries, department number, department names, and the corresponding location? States also. Miller is working in TG. Ford is working. You are able to pull the data from 3 tables. Yes. So don't think equijoin is nothing but column name should match. Wrong. It's not the column name. Actually, what it should match? Values should match. Okay. And by looking at the query, how to know whether it is an equijoin or not? How to know whether the join is an equijoin or not? Don't compare the column names. You need to look at the operator. If you use equal to operator in the join condition, then it is an equijoin. That's it. If you find equal to operator in the join condition, it is an equijoin. That's it. So because I have given one important rule, in the beginning when we learned about equijoin, look at one important point. Equijoin always use Dilawar, what condition? What operator? Equal to. Yes. So look at the join condition. If you have equal to operator, that's it. It is an equijoin. That's a thumb rule. Okay. And one important point. How many tables we have joined in the query? In this query, we have joined 3 tables. How many conditions are required to join 3 tables? We have joined 3 tables using 2 conditions. To join n tables, we need n-1 conditions. In the beginning, we have joined two tables. How many conditions we have used? Only one condition. So to join, let's say if you are joining 5 tables, you need 4 conditions. Remember this rule: to join n tables, we need n minus 1 conditions. Is this clear how to write an equi-join and display the data from multiple tables? Any queries in this example? Okay, let's move to the next type of join. We have equi-joins, we are done. Let's move to the next concept of that is non-equi-join.
Sunil,
Yes.
to have any update command, okay? So all these conditions are also required, no? Can we make it update command on 2 columns or 2 columns of different tables?
2 tables or 2 columns?
I mean, the 2 columns of 2 different tables.
No. Update command can be executed only on 1 table at a time. We cannot do it on 2 tables at a time. One update command cannot work on 2 tables.
Yeah, even after giving the where condition, it will not.
Yeah. But only one update command acts on only 1 table. Okay?
Yeah.
Non-equi-join. So thumb rule, as we know, equal to operator is used, it is called equi-join. When tables are joined without using equal to sign, when tables are joined without using equal to sign, it is non-equi-join. Equal to sign, it is called equi-join. If you don't use equal to sign, if you use any other operator other than equal to sign, that is becoming non-equi-join. Example: consider 2 tables. One is employee table, which you already know. Consider the second table, sal grade table. One is employee table, sal grade table. Let us understand sal grade table. It has 3 columns: grade, low sal, high sal. This means all the employees are divided into grades. Employees are divided into grades based on the salary. Grade 1 employees are employees who are having salary in the range of 700 to 1200. For example, you can see there is an employee James having salary 950. 950 is falling in the range of 700 to 1200. So James is grade 1 employee. Grade 2 employees are employees having salary in the range of 1201 to 1400, 1401 to 2000, 2001 to 3000, 3000 to 9999. Okay? If you observe, highest salary king, he is working as president, salary is 5000, so 5000 is grade 5 employee. Output what I want: employee number, employee name, salary, and grade. Jamal, I want 4 columns in the output. Employee number, employee name, salary. First 3 columns it is available in the employee table. Grade is available in the sal grade table. So we need to join employee table with the sal grade table. Is there any common column? Can I match 1300 Dilaver anywhere? Can I match 950? There is no common column. Is it?
Yeah.
Don't think we always have common column. Most of the time we have common column. Sometimes you should be able to join without a common column.
Yeah.
Okay, so let us see how to write the query. Select e dot employee number, e dot employee name E dot salary S dot grade. 4 columns from 2 tables. EMP space the table alias E sal grade spaces table alias as yes. Where how can you decide that Miller 1300 is grade to employees? You are picking up which column, using which column in the employee table, using the salary column, you are able to decide the grade. So E dot in the employee table salary, do you remember we have an operator between Dilawar which will deal with range of values?
Yeah.
Between lower limit and upper limit, between S dot low sal and S dot high sal. Are you able to get the employee numbers, names, salaries, and the grades of the employees? Perfect. You are successfully using a join. Did you use equal to operator in the join condition? No, we have used between operator. If you use equal to operator, it is falling under a category of equijoin. If you don't use equal to operator, if you use any other operator other than equal to, it falls under second category, that is called non-equijoin. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Most of the time 90% we go for equijoins, because if you observe, the database designers design the tables in such a way that they maintain common columns between the tables. At the time of designing the database, they always maintain common columns between the tables. From a developer perspective, that the developer can easily write the joins and pull the data from multiple tables. So most of the time we go for equijoins. Very rarely we use non-equijoin. Okay, but this is about non-equijoin. Let's move to the third type of join, outer joins. Shall we have a 5-minute break?
Yeah, no issue. Yeah.
Okay. We'll meet in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shall we start? Dilavar and Jamal?
Yeah. Yes.
Shall we start? Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Outer joins, very, very important and little bit confusing also. Please focus on these outer joins. Outer joins are extension to equijoin. Outer joins are extension to equijoins. In outer joins, we get matching as well as non-matching rows. We get matching as well as non-matching rows in outer joins. What do you mean by getting matching as well as non-matching rows? Let us understand with these examples. Considering the two tables, one is employee table, the other one is the department table, which you already are sorry, which we are already familiar with. The labor employee table, we know it is 14 rows. Department table, we have 4 rows. Okay. Can you hear me, Dilavar?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Compare two tables, employee table, department table, with respect to the common column department number in the employee table and department number in the department table. In the employee table, how many distinct values we have in the department numbers? Unique department numbers. We have employees working in 10. There are employees working in 20, and there are employees working in 30. How many different types of departments are there? Only 3 types of departments are there in the employee table. Compare employee table with the department table with respect to the common column comparison. Distinct values we have 10, 20, 30. That's it. Whereas in department table you have additional department 40, operations, postal. So you have 10 department, 20, 30, as well as we also have extra department 40. The department name is operations, located at Boston. Now, look at the equi-join query. Employee table, number of rows, 14 rows. Department table, number of rows, 4 rows. Let us go back to the equi-joins. This is the equi-join query with table alias. Look at the equi-join output. You get all the 14 employee numbers, 14 employee names, 14 salaries, and the corresponding department numbers. Using those department numbers, it will display the department name and location. Fine. Sorry. In this output, please observe, you are able to get accounting New York. So accounting New York is displayed. Research Dallas is displayed. Sales Chicago. You can never see operations and Boston. Operations and Boston is not displayed in the equi-join output. You have accounts department, research department, sales department, but there is no operations department. You can see Dallas, Chicago, and New York. There is no Boston location. So Jamal, can you tell me why operations and Boston is not displayed in the equi-join query?
Because it's not, they don't have a common rows.
Because
Well,
we don't have 40 in the employee table.
yes.
We do not have department number 40 in the employee table, so operations Boston is not displayed. Equi-joins is giving you 14 rows of output. Now what I want is 14 plus 1. I want 15 rows in the output. That means I want the matching values as well as non-matching value. What is a non-matching value? I want operations and Boston to be displayed. When you want matching as well as non-matching rows, then you should go for an outer join query. Okay. Now I will give you an example of outer joins. So outer joins are extension to equi-joins. In outer joins, we get matching rows, that is 14 matching rows as well as one non-matching row. One more important point, this plus symbol inside the brackets is called outer join operator. What is that operator? It is called as an outer join operator. Now I write the outer join query. Outer join is again, outer join query is same as equi-join, copy paste, with only one symbol difference. Plus symbol. Jamal, I have copy pasted the equi-join query with only one symbol difference, that is plus symbol. Look at the output of the outer joins. Jamal, are you able to get operation Boston, the non-matching row also? Yes, that is the advantage of outer joins. In outer joins, we get the equi-join output, same 14 rows, as well as we get the non-matching rows also. That is the benefit of outer joins. How did we write an outer join query? Only one symbol difference, that is plus symbol. Any doubts?
That 40 is not there. Huh?
Dilavar, why 40 is not displayed? Can you tell me? Can you guess? Operations Boston is 40. 40 should be displayed. Isn't it? Why Dilavar 40 is not displayed?
Because there is no employee working in that department.
Yes. If you look at the outer join query here, We write E dot department number. E refers to employee table. In employee table, do you have 40? No.
No, no, we don't have.
So Jamal, instead of E dot department number, if you write D dot department number, D refers to department table. As we have 40, you get the 40. Okay, Jamal?
Okay.
That is outer join. And outer joins are again divided to 3 types, isn't it? Right outer join, left outer join, and full outer join. This is an example of right outer join. Now, why this is called right outer join? Because in right outer join, we always use plus symbol towards the left side. Okay, that is called right outer join. Okay, now we should why should we write? Okay, look at one more example. I insert 3 additional rows into the employee table. Department number 16. Inserting 3 rows into the employee table. Now current status of the employee and department table. Employee table, we have 14 plus 3, 17 rows. Department table, no changes, as it is we have 4 departments. Now when I write equi-join, how many rows I get? Dilavar. Equi-join will give me how many rows? Now.
17.
Equi-joins will give you only the matching rows. After inserting 3 rows also, you are getting only 14 rows. You will not get the non-matching rows in the output. What are the non-matching rows? 16, 17, 18 are the non-matching rows. Do you have these values 16, 17, 18 in the department table? No.
No.
You will not get 16, 17, 18. Weekly join always gives you non-matching rows. Now compare 2 tables, employee table with respect to the department table with respect to the common column. In employee table, you have employees working in 10, 20, 30, as well as you have employees working in 16, 17, 18. Department table, you have 10, 20, 30, 40. Equi-joins will always gives you matching rows in both the tables. That's it. That is the equi-join query. Always gives you matching rows which are matching in both the tables. Clear, Dilavar? Now, I want to display 14 matching rows plus 3 non-matching rows in the employee table. I want 17 rows in the output. So, you know that we should go for an outer joins. Okay. So because outer joins will give you matching as well as non-matching rows. So I copy paste the equi-join query and I use one symbol difference. What is that plus symbol? That is plus symbol. I use it towards the department table side. I use it towards the department table side. That is towards the right side. When I say towards the right side, or not here, as per the syntax, you need to place it at the end. Are you able to get the 14 matching rows as well as non-matching rows? Yes. This is an example of left outer join. Because the outer symbol operator is towards the right side, opposite side. When you use it towards the right side of equality, it is called left outer join. When you use left side of equality, it is called right outer join. Is this clear? Okay. I repeat one more time. I will give you clarity where to use plus symbol and when to use plus symbol. The most important, way to use plus symbol towards the left side or towards the right side. Scenario 1, case 1. Come back to a previous example. Jamal, case 1, employee table is having 14 records, 3 distinct departments. Department table is having 4 distinct values. Okay. Now you want this to 40 operations Boston. You need to look at lack of data. You need to look at lack of data. Lack of data is nothing but deficiency of data, unique values. You have 3 distinct values, whereas in department table, Jamal, we have how many distinct values? 4. Where is the lack of data? Lack of data is clearly visible in which table? Employee table.
Yes.
So use the plus symbol towards the deficiency side so that you get the full data from the other side. Identify the lack of data, deficiency of data. Here you can see there are only 3 distinct values. Here we have 4 distinct values. Lack of data is available in the employee table. Use the plus symbol towards the employee table side so that you get the full data from the department table. Is this clear?
Yes. So it means we need to know the number of columns and what data is there before in the query.
Yes. No, you don't need to know actually. You don't need to manually check whether there is lack of data. You need to look at the output point of view. Let's say if you want all the departments, use plus symbol towards the employee table side. Okay. Look at case 2. You have employees working in 10, 20, 30, 60, 17, 18. In the employee table, how many distinct values? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 distinct values. 6 values in the employee table. Whereas in the department table, how many values we have? Only 4 values. Now look at for lack of data. When I say lack of data, you may argue with respect to 40 point of view, lack of data is there in the employee table. With respect to 16, 17, 18, lack of data is there in the department table. Lack of data is there in both the tables. Dilavar, agree?
Yeah, correct.
So in the real time, lack of data will be there in always both the tables. You need to think from which table you want the full data. If you want full data from the employee table, that means if you want 16, 17, 18, obviously 16, 17, 18 is not available in department table. So you use the plus symbol towards the department table to get the full data from the employee table. Let's say if you want to get the full data from the department table, department number 40 is as it is not available in the employee table. Please use the plus symbol towards the employee table to get the full data from the department table. Always you have Dilavar, as you said, always lack of data will be there in both the tables. You need to think from your output point of view. If you want to get the output from the employee table, you need to use the plus symbol towards the department table side. Let's say if you want the full data from the department table, use the plus symbol towards the employee table side.
Yeah, same like
Okay.
for example, you have 1,000 employees and you have 10 departments, and each department, every employee will be assigned to one department. Okay,
Yes.
when he is recruiting, he will be assigned to one department. So in that case, I believe there is no lacking anywhere unless until a new employee is not assigned to any department, then we can
Exactly.
that way. Or maybe an ex-employee, maybe department has removed, but employee table also has the record of that employee. But if department has been removed from the department, so better to take in that scenario employee as a full master.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't worry about left and right. You should be in a position where to use the plus symbol so that you get the data as per your requirement. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, Sunil, okay, just I mean, if I put a right, okay, I will get 100 records. If I put it on the left side, maybe I will get 110 records. So
Yes.
that will be also a test that where we have to put.
No, you need to think from which table you want to display the data. Dilavar.
Okay, fine.
Think, do you want all the employees, no matter there are he's assigned to the department or not? If you want all the employees, okay, then use plus symbol towards the department table.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay,
Yeah, fine.
got it? If you want
Yeah.
all the employees, whether they have assigned to department or not assigned to department or assigned to invalid departments which are not there. Here, 16, 17, 18 is not there. There are no departments at all. These are invalid departments in practically saying. If you want to get this kind of data, then you use the plus symbol towards the department.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Depends on the requirement. Correct.
Okay, perfect. You can easily guess what is full outer join. Full outer join is nothing but 14 matching rows from the employee table plus 3 non-matching rows from the employee table plus 1 non-matching row from the department table, isn't it, Jamal?
Yes.
14 plus 1 non-matching row from the department table plus 3 non-matching rows from the employee table, total 18 records. That is full outer join. How to write full outer join, Jamal? Should we use plus symbol both the sides? Huh?
Maybe.
When you use plus symbol towards both the sides, we get an error. Plus symbol should not be used in both the sides. Okay, the full outer join syntax is completely different. This is called ANSI syntax. From EMPE, you need to use the word full outer join. On E dot department number equal to D dot department. Syntax is completely typical or different from other examples. Look at the output first. 14 matching rows, 3 non-matching rows from the employee table, 1 non-matching row from the department table. Got it, Dilavar? So this you are getting full data. That's why it is called as a full outer join. Syntax is completely different. You need to use the wordings full outer join. We should not use plus symbol. So this is called full outer join. Okay.
In the previous right or left join, we didn't mention say, left or right.
Right. These wordings, you are talking about the wordings, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. We don't mention.
This syntax is actually called as ANSI syntax. Okay. Okay. This is called SQL syntax. In Oracle, we always use this plus symbol. Okay. 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 This is all about joins. Joins are used to retrieve the data from multiple tables, and most important, you need to use the concept of this is a standard. Which one? This table aliases. Using the table aliases and writing the query, prefixing the table alias for every column is a standard which you need to follow whenever you are performing a join. Okay.